Hello there. My name is Thomas Edison, and I spent a good part of my life trying to make things better. You probably know me for the light bulb, right? Well, let me tell you, there's a lot more to that story than you think. It wasn't just about light, it was about changing the way we live, think, and work. I was born in 1847 in a little town in Ohio. I wasn't exactly the best student. In fact, my teachers didn't think I was all that bright. They said I wasn't paying attention. Well, they didn't know what I was doing. I was busy thinking about how things worked and how they could work better. My mind was always racing with ideas. You know, I wasn't what you'd call a normal kid. I was always asking questions, sometimes too many, according to my teachers. But my mother believed in me, and she taught me at home. I spent a lot of time reading and experimenting. By the time I was 12, I had already set up my first laboratory in the basement of a train station where I worked as a young telegraph operator. It was in that basement that I realized something important. The world is full of problems, and there's always a way to fix them. I wanted to invent something that would change lives, something that could make the impossible possible. But here's the kicker. For every invention, there were thousands of failures along the way. Take the light bulb. I must have tested over 1,000 different materials before I found the right filament that worked. Some people thought I was crazy. They said I should give up, but I didn't. I knew I was close. I had to get it right. And then, one night, it happened. The bulb lit up. That moment, well, that was the moment I knew I'd changed the world. Once the light bulb worked, it was time to bring light to the world. I built the first power plant in New York City. Imagine that, just a few years ago, the streets were dark. Now the city was alive at night. People could work longer, study later, and businesses could stay open. It was like magic, but it was just good, hard work. Today, I look at all these gadgets around us, smartphones, computers, and even things I never dreamed of, and I realize that everything starts with a single idea. I didn't just invent the light bulb. I invented the system to power it, and that changed everything. Electricity isn't just about light. It's the foundation of the world we live in today. Think about it. Without electricity, we wouldn't have the internet, the devices we carry everywhere, or the modern world that's so connected. The devices you use, the music you listen to, the way you communicate, all of that wouldn't be possible without the groundwork laid down by the electric power systems I helped develop. The world has become so much smaller and so much more accessible, all thanks to those first sparks of innovation. Here's the thing, it wasn't always easy. There were people who told me I'd fail, there were times when I lost everything, and there were moments when I wanted to quit. But in the end, I learned that success isn't just about being the smartest or luckiest. It's about perseverance. It's about refusing to quit, no matter how many times you failed. And when you find that spark, when you find that one idea that can change everything, you go for it. If there's one thing I hope you take away from my story, it's this. Never stop thinking, never stop creating, and never let anyone tell you that your ideas are too big. Keep going. The world needs your ideas. After all, who knows what the next big invention will be? Maybe it'll come from you. Now, get out there and make your own spark.